Hi everybody, I'm Karen Hartglass with Responsible Eating and Living. We're here at the Anti-Fur Society Conference. There are many speakers all day long and exhibitors, and what they're talking about is exploitation of animals. We like to focus a lot on the exploitation of animals in animal agriculture, animals for food, but animals are used for so many things. And here at this conference, we're learning about animals that are used for clothing, fur, this is the Anti-Fur Society, leather, for bags and shoes, and also exploitation of animals for many other things. Here in New York City, we have the horse-drawn carriages, and we've got exhibitors here who are fighting against that. And many other things, animals in the wild, animals that are culled in order to support animal agriculture, all these wonderful wild animals, wolves, and so many others. Later, we're going to have a fashion show, and we'll be seeing all the great fashion that is cruelty-free. I can't wait. So it's going to be a delicious, gorgeous evening. Stay tuned.
Hi there. I'm here with Robin Lamont, and I've been wanting to meet Robin, for a couple, 2-3 years now? Yeah, ever since I read her book, The Chain. First I read The Chain, and more recently, The Trap. Both excellent thrillers, but based on a lot of truth.
Absolutely. Well, as an animal advocate, my thought is to bring to mainstream readers a story that they can't put down and embed some education about animal cruelty in it. I'm trying to reach a broader audience, and I think suspense thrillers have the potential to do that.
Well, ActAsia's been a nonprofit for 10 years now, working mostly in China. 3 main programs. The first is humane education, so teaching children in public schools in China about respect for animals and respect for the environment. 2, working on the fur trade, which of course is very big in China, and running a cruelty-free fashion show once a year. I think China's first and only of that kind. And 3, working on a vet program, training Chinese vets to have a higher understanding of companion animals and helping them with surgical procedures and that kind of thing. So the big focus is humane education, with over 18,000 children having been taught at this point. A very big number, and it could be the biggest humane education program in the world.
Traps and the animals chewing off their limbs to get out of the traps. They don't see the China fur farms where animals are literally skinned alive, and we know that because we have it on videotape. They tell themselves a little story. I've even had somebody come up to me and say, "No, you're wrong, this is eco-fur." They just made up a phrase. There is no such thing as eco-fur.
So I've been designing for many years. And 5 years ago, I did a fashion show, and typically I always use leather. That was a big part of my vernacular. So I did a show, I did a lot of leather, and at this point I was eating meat, and I had I kind of had seen things, but I didn't really want to look at it. But that season, 2/3 of the designers in New York used fur. And that was the first time in a very long time, maybe in the whole history of New York fashion, where this number of designers use fur. Many of them were getting the fur from companies like Saga, where Saga would then sponsor their shows, give them free product. And when designers are doing a show, they need all the money and all the sponsorship that they can get. So many designers that I know said, "Oh, I'll throw in a couple pieces of fur, who cares?" That season, fur came back in a huge way. And I had used fur once, and it made me feel very uncomfortable, so I didn't use it for many years. That season, I decided I better get my politics in order. I better get my own politics straight, so I stopped using fur, I stopped using leather, I stopped using silk, but I also went vegan, and that was the most important decision I made, I think, for the last 5 years. And So it just, every day I learn something new about the cruelty to animals and what we can do and trying to find a voice. And to me, the fur is the hardest thing. I find that I'm on the street and I just get so upset, I don't know what to say, and I always stumble over my words, and then I leave feeling bad. And I've got to find a new way to talk to people about fur. But it is something that in our industry, the fashion industry, it's a luxury item, and people consider it fabric. They don't think about anything besides that. So the fashion industry has a long way to go with regards to animals. you all tonight for coming and watching this first cruelty-free fashion show. And I want to especially applaud Rosa Close for this incredible job that she's done today.
He doesn't even know me that well, and I feel I'm very proud and very thankful for you.
That was really nice. You have to get the list of who the designers were.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Hi, girl. Hi, girl. How wait for a second. Ricky Davis. Oh, really? I'm the first. You should